Sup, home skillets? Ah, it's Frosty. Imagine seeing you here. What are the chances of that? Pretty low, I'd say. But I am glad to see you here. Yeah, so like I was just saying in Discord, beans, controversial topic, but this obviously written by a Brit, but this baked beans recipe changed the way I thought about beans. It really, because presumably in the US as well, you've got, well, you definitely have Heinz. And so up until the time that I tried this recipe, I thought, you know, what's the deal with beans anyway? Then I used this recipe, and everything changed, because I genuinely didn't make the connection between. Do I have any? I do. You're sort of like Heinz beans. Like, it never occurred to me that they were a product derived from an actual thing. I just thought this was what baked beans was, but it wasn't. And so this recipe is very good. I think the deal with beans is very cheap, good source of protein, but also fairly versatile. And then if you like tomato, you like sort of smoky kind of barbecue flavors, you get all that. Maybe it will. Maybe it will. I guess you're not going to be able to taste it, obviously, but yeah, I'll put this in Discord, the recipe, and you can try it yourself and let me know. So basically what we're talking here is I'm going to use black beans and kidney beans. We're going to use paprika. We're going to use a lot of onion. Going to use some capsicum. But the key with this recipe is treacle, or in America you call it molasses, and then white wine vinegar, and that sort of that makes all the difference towards the end. And then we'll top it with a crunchy topping of breadcrumbs, cheese, and finally chopped rosemary, which we'll go and get from the garden shortly. Yeah, me too. It's like peanuts, you know. A lot of people don't know where they be grown from. So I'm going to assume you're not having beans for dinner, Frosty. Well, you must have already had dinner, I suppose. Oh, yeah, this. Hang on, this is really hot. Let me just get it out of the way. That is bread for an unrelated meal. It'd be cool if they were. So we're going to cook them in a pot. My favorite bean pot. The good thing about this recipe as well is that it stores really well. Like I tend to bake these in ramekins and they'll sit for days. You can freeze it, but yeah, wrap them up in the fridge. You've got like little lunch pots to go. I watched it was like I don't know what they call it in America, but like a Virginia local TV, kind of like PBS, I guess, on Virginia peanuts and what they're all about. I watched that yesterday. Weird things peanuts are. So to kick off, we're just going to heat up some olive oil as well as some butter, which I forgot to get out. Peanuts are one of the few plants in the world that actually reproduce the way that they do. 25-30 grams of butter. Hey Siri, play the next track. Yeah, quite rare for a plant to put down, like, I think they're called stakes. Yeah, most legumes don't behave in that way. Oh no, wait, got it. So a combination of butter and olive oil. The butter brings the flavour, but it also is protected by the olive oil, so really good combination. And so what we're going to do is we're going to get that up to heat, and we're going to finely slice some onion. We're going to cook it pretty slow for a while, along with some paprika, or paprika if you're from the US. And that's going to sort of simulate kind of a bit of a campfire scent to it, I guess, as well. In theory, this is, I mean, I don't know any cowboys, so I don't really know if this is like really a cowboy dish, but you could do it in a Dutch oven. That makes sense to me. Fish and chips, is that so? Because I have a very good fish and chips recipe. Like I was genuinely surprised when I made it, and it's become a go-to. Make the tartar sauce. All right, well, I will add that to the list, Frosty. I do actually cook that. I've cooked it a few times on stream, but not recently. So yeah, North Carolina, I would like to visit. And air fryers, yeah, okay. I don't have an air fryer, but I've been tempted in the past. Whoops. I guess I do fry a fair bit of stuff. But it sort of comes and goes, like you sort of get into the frying zone for a bit. But yeah, fried fish. It is very British, and then by association, you know, Australian. So we've got about 1.5 onions in there. All right. I thought the medical was the typo. Flies Air Medical. I see. So he's a pilot or a doctor. Paprika. This is sweet paprika. Fries Air Medical. Pilot, sweet. What does he fly? I loaded up Microsoft Air, the new flight simulator. I'm like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to try and fly an A380 with no training, no background, no preparation. I couldn't even get it started. Some capsicum or bell pepper. Yeah, because I was sort of like thinking Listerine or that sort of medical, like bleachy kind of smell. This doesn't smell anything like that. This smells fantastic. So yeah, wouldn't mind being a pilot, but it's unlikely to happen. Played take on helicopters for a while back in the day. I had a bit more success with helicopters. But yeah, I think I'll leave it to the professionals. So this recipe doesn't actually call for mushrooms, but we're going away for a couple of days, so I just needed to use what was in here. Yeah. Small jet. Maybe a Gulfstream, maybe a Lear, Embraer, potentially. That's fair. What about you? Do you think you will, well, yeah, what do you do? What's your damn job? If you have one. Yeah, small aircraft, it's always a bit of a risk, isn't it? My policy is not to get into a single engine prop driven airplane without a parachute. Ah, how exciting. My sister knows a thing or two about training the Air Force. Has Jazz, she's cooking right now. I'm not sure if she's going to join us in chat. Okay, that could come this way. So that's that. All right, so the next thing is going to be, basically we're going to let those onions cook down like low and slow. They're going to get sweet. The paprika's in there, that's good. And then we're talking beans and then tomato puree, fresh tomatoes, whatever you have on hand. Oh yeah, I need to change that bot command. It's a lot of cheese. And as an American, how do you feel about cheese? It is a lot. My favorite American cheese is that like bright orange, like American, I don't know, American cheese, I guess. I don't know what you call it. It's kind of like plastic orange. It's actually really quite hard to find here. All right, I'm going to collect my basket and then we're going to get my scissors and then we're going to head out to the garden. Cheese is damn cheese. So we will be back in about 30 seconds time. Indeed, I suppose it is a much more convenient term, and I think people get the idea. Many more, I guess. Well, I mean, is Mexico being, yeah, well, South American. Haven't been to any. But I will. We would have been there probably around about now if it hadn't been for COVID. So that's tough. So what we're going to do now is we are going to pick up the camera and we're going to go out to the garden. Because the radishes have started to come good, I need some lettuce, I need some rosemary. I think that's it. So let's just prepare ourselves. I'm just going to turn the heat way down on these and just let them go while we're in the garden. It's kind of hard to tell with the paprika in there when they start to brown, but it's fine. Oh, it's really quite warm today. Yeah, Japan, so it's either Japan or the US for us. Japan's not taking any international travelers at the moment, and I don't really want to get sick in America. Not that I'm not like afraid of COVID or anything, it's just now is probably not the best time to go to the States. But yeah, the idea would be to be a combination historical trip and Disney World. So we'll see. But we have some. Well, in fact, your pal Sanders, Colorado is pretty high on my list of places to visit. All right, we're heading out into the garden. That's all right. I've cooked in, like this kitchen is pretty close to being exactly what I need. I need just like a bit more, just a little bit more space. Yeah. Are you from Colorado as well? I sort of lost track. Where's my scissors? Here's our equivalent of Australian American cheese, like tasty. I don't know what that means, but that's the one you get. Not from Colorado. Yeah, definitely go. I've got some family in Wyoming. And then this is Parmesan. But yeah, Colorado, like, I mean, that sort of area looks very picturesque to me. All right, enough delay. We're going out. What am I doing? Yes. Did I press that? Yes, I did. It actually looks like a storm this evening. You see there? Yeah, it's pretty warm this afternoon. Summer has officially started. Oh yeah, radishes. Yep. So this is the first port of call, and you can see whittle radish. So let's get some. Oh, radishes are so easy to grow here. They just grow so quickly. Oh, I can hear thunder. Maybe one or two more. Oh, there's a fat one. Fat radish. Two. It's a twofer, as we say here in Australia. I noticed this afternoon, yes, I need to tie this up before it rains, these tomatoes. We'll just get a bit of lettuce as well. Oh, yeah, we harvested honey the other day. I will show. And then the peas. Yes. It's looking good. And then I thought I'd seen some, oh geez. So we've had a lot of rain over the past like 2 weeks. And when I say a lot, I mean a lot for Canberra. But now I actually have, probably for the first time in my life, too much lettuce. Some beetroots. Okay, so that's good. What did we need? Rosemary. Hello, chickens. Rosemary. And this rosemary is going to be used for the crunchy topping. Oh yeah, that's thunder, all right. But yeah, I noticed we actually have started to get some tomato flowers. So, yeah, I think that'll do it. We're headed back in. Oh no, bay actually. We'll take some bay from the Christmas bay tree. That was a Shelley effort. It's actually worked quite well. Both the decorations and the bay tree. So a couple of these, I think. Maybe 4. Tender. All right, let's get back into headquarters. All right. Yeah, it looks like it's going to rain. Born near Florida. Oh, in Alabama. Lived in Russia and Nevada, and then Alabama. Well, there's a lot to unpack, as they say. So I'd like to go to all of those places. But here, Alabama can be a bit hit and miss, depending on where you go. But I mean, that's like anywhere, isn't it? And then in Russia, I've got a friend who has a Russian wife. And a friend, I had a Ukrainian girl live here for a while as well, in this house, in the farmhouse. Wouldn't say she was the biggest fan of the Russians. But yeah, no, I definitely do it. I've done some remote work in that sort of neck of the woods in the States, auditing some grain production facilities, but I've never actually been there myself. Perk G? Oh, it's a bot. They've been doing all right on the bot front until recently. Some good looking radish. Ban this man. Where is Boomshine here? Where's my mod? Where's my hardworking and underpaid mod? Yeah, how's that for a radish? I mean, yeah, you get the same with Australia. There's some fantastic places and there's some bogan places, as we say. I'm happy with that collection. Stinking bots. But yeah, for Florida, for Disney World, definitely want to check out some space centers. But start on the East Coast and get some historical. Oh, I should probably move my camera back. Historical American action. But then also tornado chasing is high on my list. One of my staff has been tornado chasing. She said it was very exciting. Oh, Beam Shiner's here. Well, that's good. You've earned your $1. Okay, so the onion is cooked down with the paprika, and we're going to go in with kidney beans, black beans. You could use any beans, and then we will use tomato paste. You could use passata, anything tomato, fresh tomatoes. Oh yeah, I don't think I'd live in Florida, but I would definitely visit Florida. Yeah. And then, yeah, like get some Creole, get some sort of hop along and get some New Orleans exposure. if that's the right word. Tomatoes. Turn the heat up. Whoa, that's loud. Oh yeah. I'd definitely visit Hawaii. We had recently closed down, and it was actually the scene of a murder. But we had a sort of pseudo Hawaiian restaurant here in the city. Maybe not. It's more like sort of mod Polynesian kind of stuff. Quite nice. But the bikies showed up and someone got stabbed in the neck. which doesn't normally happen in the city. But and now it's closed. Let this be a lesson to us all. Don't get into fights with bikies. Cool. So this is just coming to the boil now. Yeah, Japanese food is hard to beat. We've got some pretty good Japanese restaurants here. Now, so these are going to go in as well. So that's the bay leaf, capsicum and mushrooms. And at this stage I am just going to add a little bit of salt and pepper. Better to season this one towards the end of cooking. Just because there's a lot of sweetness in the tomato, a lot of sweetness in the beans, and so we sort of just get it going, and then there's no harm in waiting. I might even just add a splash of water. Yep, that's looking good. Yeah, sushi. That's where it's at. I've never done sushi on stream. It's looking promising. It's Shelby. It's summer.
I heard some thunder.
We're out in the garden
Oh?
and we could hear the thunder. It looks pretty ominous down south.
Well, that's exciting.
We have a visitor. I'll go BRB. Maybe it's a present for me. What's up? Hello again, home skillets.
Hello again.
I was just talking to the neighbour who wants to chop down some tree action before it storms, and gave him some of the honey, which we didn't end up live streaming because I needed it at the time, but this is 2021's first honey harvest, and it's good news. And
We
yeah,
had it in some Roman honey nut tarts.
honey nut tarts, and then also in some
Nut.
glazed Roman carrots.
Oh, yeah, they look good.
Yeah, so we'll do that. I think we've done some of those recipes live before, but have we?
I think you did the lentils.
Yeah, the lentil. Yeah, but it was spot on last time. Shelley's out. We out. We'll do it again sometime very soon. All right, so get my head back in the game there. What was I doing? Oh yeah, the beans. So these have been bubbling away. Smells good. And now the trick here is the treacle or molasses and the white wine vinegar. Not much of each. I'm going to say like a tablespoon or so of the molasses, tops. And then some, I am going to have to say a splash of white wine vinegar. That's probably also a tablespoon as well. But adjust it once you've given it a good old stir. But you can see immediately like it adds this sort of like gloss to it. And that's looking pretty promising. So let's give it a taste. Hey, need a spoon that can actually give me something. And after this, I'm going on Amazon and I am looking for spoons that are actually spoons rather than just flat sheets of plastic. Tastes like like a bean barbecue mix. All we need in that is just a little bit more salt and a little bit more pepper, because we are going to get some salt from the parmesan on the topping. Cool. And it's a good idea to leave a bit of, so I added some water at the beginning there because we are going to be baking these as well. A lot of liquid's going to evaporate. But they're essentially cooked by the time that they go into the oven. So you could serve it straight from the pot like that. Depends how hungry you are. Whoops. Just going to roughly chop the rosemary. The bacon, the recipe does also call for bacon if you would like in this topping. I don't think it's necessary, to be honest. But if you got bacon, I would chop some up and add it at this point. Thunder. I would be fine if it rained. Using panko breadcrumbs, obviously you're going to be hard pressed to find panko breadcrumbs in the American frontier, but any breadcrumbs. And then we're just mixing it all together. Cool. It's top of 28 today. Top of 30. It does feel like summer already. Ramekins. Turn the oven on. Look for about 180. And sometimes they have a tendency to bubble over, so depending on how high you fill the ramekins, putting a tray underneath is not a bad idea. I feel like at this stage, like any other woody herb would go well in this. Thyme, sage. Oregano, definitely. Yeah, that's good. Just gonna let it bubble away just for a little bit longer. Carrot was the other thing. I'm trying to empty the fridge lemon. Oh, we have dill as well. So we'll whip up a bit of a dressing too. But yeah, just trying to get rid of as much fresh produce as I can, because we will be away for a couple of days. That's pretty much the consistency that I'm after. All right, we turn the heat off. Give ourselves some room for the bean station. Now, I had like a cork heat mat. Why are these in the packet still? Oh well. Thanks, IKEA. Cork's an interesting one. That's a weird tree. Ladle. I think I have a clean one in here. Oh, sweet. So I'm not entirely sure how much this actually makes. The recipe in the book I think serves 6. I've reduced that. Some for tonight, some for tomorrow. But I tend to get 4 or 5 ramekins. Doesn't have to look pretty at this stage because when it gets into the oven it's going to bubble and boil, and although I will just get rid of that. Hot bay leaf. And you want to leave a bit of space for the topping. Yeah, we can get one more for sure. Yeah, it's got the sweetness from the molasses, I reckon is really important to this. I reckon it's what sets this recipe apart from others. Yep, that's how it should look. That was exactly the amount that I needed. So, I'm going to put these onto a tray because they will bubble. And then, so these will go in, really we're just looking to melt the cheese and then crisp the breadcrumbs. Is that going to be big enough? Yeah. Yeah, so basically we're just, everything is cooked. You could eat it like this for sure, but the melting of the cheese, the crisping of the breadcrumbs, and then getting the rosemary hot, you'll smell it about 5 minutes after you put it into the oven. So that's on at, is it? Yeah, 180 degrees. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. And this goes in. Easy. It is actually easy. That one. Sounds like a bloody construction zone out there. Alright, so we're going to then move on to making a dressing. We're going to make the salad, and we're also going to just have a look at this chaotic loaf of bread. Sometimes you can really underestimate yeast, especially when the ambient temperature gets to a decent temperature. There, washed. This isn't. Lemons. It is nice to do the dressing a little bit ahead of time because the flavour does change the longer it sits there. But look, if you don't have time, then who cares, frankly. Let's pick a mug at random. Let's say this very fine mug. Basically, in your dressings, you want something oily and then something acidic. And some sugar as well, I think, this time. So we're just going to use some olive oil. I'm only dressing 2 bowls, so we're just, this is small fry. Small fry. I was looking at ovens that have built-in webcams. I thought that would make a pretty good BRB screen. But yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting that they would choose to do that because ostensibly, the ad pitches it. It's like, oh, keep an eye on your roast while you're away so that it doesn't burn. But the thing about that is you're going to be in the house. So, and if you're not in the house and you see it starting to burn, what are you going to do then? But I'd still buy it. Spoon. Oh, it's warm. It occurred to me today that I've been live streaming since April, and that means, yeah, I haven't really streamed full on in the kitchen during the hottest months here in Australia. And it can get pretty warm with a bloody oven on and the slaving away over a hot stove, as they say. I'm going to turn, speaking of which, I will turn up the heat on the oven. So that's fine. I'm going to let this sit and we'll come back to it. Radishes, what's the story? In fact, I should probably just give one a taste. radishes, they kind of they kind of smell like spicy dirt. These ones are quite sweet. And just with a touch of heat towards the end. That's quite nice. Oh, there's more heat now, yeah. Yeah, interesting. No, that's an easy win. I think I will slice them finely. Yeah, no, that's good. There's a lot of flavour just kicking on around there. It helps that I picked them only like 30 minutes ago. Yep. Just move these ones to the side, I think. You know what? When was the last time I made salad out of carrot pennies? A long time. I reckon we've still got a couple of weeks before we get into the heirloom beetroots. They're really kicking off now, but they've taken a little bit longer than I was expecting. That's all right. Interesting colours, interesting patterns. Cool. Alright, well, I'll get that out in a second. Yeah, poppy seeds. It's the latest fad here. Taste the dressing again. So that one's just a little bit more oil and just a touch of sugar. Yeah, it's remarkable how much of a difference 5 minutes makes. Whoa. Alright, speaking of 5 minutes, what have we got? We've got about 10 minutes on those. Just let this sit for another 5 minutes and then make the final call. But I don't think we'll be needing another lemon. Always sounds like it's going to rain, but it rarely does. Okay. Oh, so it's only been about an hour and we are pretty close to being done. Got nothing else for you, I'm afraid. Turn up the heat. Go BRB. So when we return, we will look at the bread. We will check the beans, check the dressing. It is raining. You know, maybe I need a rain cam. Gosh. It's a bloody genius idea. Thank you. No, they're safely in their coop. They may be featherbrains, but they know how to get out of the rain. angst. Hello. Did the observant of you spot angst coming over the fence? Now he is here. So that rain. Oh, and thanks for the follow. Whitey's not happy about that. Thanks for the follow, Zombie Zophie. Welcome. What brings you here? What brings you here? We took a brief interlude to watch the very brief Canberra rain. And where is my... Oh, it's out there. Hello indeed. And welcome. Do you cook? Are you a gamer? What brings you here and what's for dinner? We're about 20 minutes away from finishing the stream here. You've come at a nice kind of evening actually. Nice and quiet. Hello, Angst. I will show you Angst. He's got a bit of an injured eye. Whitey has an injured eye. She has a detached retina, we found out yesterday. After a trip to the optometrist, didn't we? Not sure how it happened, but we are starting a course of cortisone tablets, and hopefully it may actually heal, we're not sure. And then we also have Angst. Hello. Hello, Angst. Can I come out, please? It was the resident stray cat. We're just going to show you to the internet, Angst. Is that alright? He wants to be loved. Let's see if we can show you. Yes. So we have Whitey. Hello, Whitey. So it's her right eye. And we got Sooty. Fat Soot, who's looking for second dinner. And then over here, we have Angst, who is a stray. And his left eye is injured. He wants dinner too. Would you like some dinner, Sooty? Second dinner? Yes? Hello, Whitey. We're gonna do what we can for your eye. We are. It's okay. Tough times in Catville. Interesting. Well, where are you from? Because we're making some American stuff this evening. Okay, Siri wanted to have some input there, but we're going to feed the cats first. Hello. Yes. Hello. Hello. Very demanding. But yeah, I would say on this channel we do just a bit of everything, really. You want some dinner, Angst? How's your eye? Well, it needs some attention. Just doesn't stop getting himself into trouble. Oh, Japanese in Melbourne, excellent. We were discussing the allure of Japanese cuisine. In Canberra we've got some decent Japanese, and then we were also about an hour ago trying to work out our priorities of places to visit, and would be either the US or Japan. Japan not accepting visitors at this moment, but it's on the list for me. Be happy to visit Melbourne at the moment. Normally every year I would be down there for PAX. Don't know if you're a gamer, but yeah, every year we come down for the Penny Arcade Expo. That's cool enough. But not for the past 2 years. due to stupid COVID. It felt like there was a point this year where it felt like it would be happening, but no. So we're just gonna have a look at this bread. this chaos bread. Have you been in Australia long? Or you're classic Australian, Japanese Australian? I haven't, so in terms of Japanese cooking, I've done some curry katsu on stream. I've not made sushi on stream. Is there anything else we've done? We've done some Japanese style, like quick pickles of raw vegetables, but that's probably the extent of it. But yeah, I eat so much sushi, it's like I should probably learn how to make it myself. Okay, well that's exciting. And do you cook much yourself or what? Or is this just clicking randomly on Twitch and then you end up here? All right, okay, yep. Where in Japan? Because I just, to connect the dots there, so I just got my very first miniature train railway set, and it's from Kato, which is a Japanese company. And the reason why I went for it is in Japan, obviously, you know, less space is at a premium, so the scale of the miniature railway much smaller. And yeah, I bought some the other day. Oh, excellent. Do you stream? Is the next question. I need more room. I did say stream. Stream the cooking. And while we find out, let's see how this bread went. Yep. That's what you want. Oh yeah, it is a bit weird, like it is a bit confronting to do it. I don't even know why I do it. To be honest. Hello, Angst. Oh, I know. Poor little guy. But yeah, making Japanese curry roux from scratch, done that a bunch of times. Chasing there's a brand called like Golden, I think the brand is just Golden, but like Japanese curry cubes that you can get. And to me, that's what like curry, like katsu curry tastes like in Australia. And yeah, I'm trying to get the exact combinations that I can make my own, just for fun. So this bread, because it's really hot here today, I sort of left it unattended and it rose so much that it looks pretty deformed, but you can see the crumb is good. There's a combination sourdough and dry yeast. The other thing is, like, I don't really like eating on stream. So why the hell do I do it? But I just love cooking, you know. Okay, that's good. That's good. Sure, not a problem. Not a problem at all. And thanks again for the follow. It's good to. There's a couple of Melbourneians that come here from time to time. So very much appreciate it. If you ever get bored, you can. We do have a Discord where I post the recipes, but also people post their photos of their, you know, meals at restaurants or whatever, or just talk about whatever they feel like. If you want to get involved in that, What are you making if you haven't already gone? Dressing is still too zangy. All right. Let's have a look at these beans. And then we'll see what Shelley's doing, and then I reckon we're pretty much done. Ugh. Beans. Probably another 5 minutes on that. All right, I'm going to clean up. I'm going to see what Shelley's doing, and then we will come and get this show on the road. Let's do this. I reckon that's going to be enough for one, what, two. With some butter or Lurpak. Actually, there is a little bit more rain. I was just observing Angst heading into the garage to keep dry and clean himself, which is good. Obviously he needs some self-care at the moment. Oven off. Bread away. Let's have a look at the beans. Hobbit. And that's exactly how they should look. So I would say that if you were planning ahead, definitely letting these sit out for a bit. Two reasons. One, the flavour will develop further. Three reasons, I suppose. Third would be don't burn yourself. And secondly, it'll just congeal a little bit as it settles down, which is what we want. And we will just wait, because I don't want to burn myself on stream. It's been a while since I've injured myself on stream. And for that, I'm grateful. Oh! Beamshine's cashing it in. Remind me to check the script for checking the food history food fact. Because yeah, for some reason it's saying that I cash it in. I don't really know why. Yeah, I got nothing else. Let's put the dressing on. So we're headed down the coast. Oh, yeah, I should have grabbed some pictures to put in Discord. But yeah, that should be nice. So a couple of hours from here. Been a long time in the making. I can't remember the last time I went down to the coast, so that'll be good. And don't know if there's internet there. Maybe there will be some streaming. I'm not sure. Did make me think of fish and chips. But at the very least, some photos in Discord. Right. Aha. I wondered, like an hour ago, where was that last bay leaf that I put in? It's just here, so that can bugger off. And yeah, the bread is absolutely not necessary because this is really quite filling, but it's a nice addition. And beans on toast, beans on bread is something that makes sense to me, so let's see how we went. Whoa. Yep. Easy. Doesn't taste anything like Heinz. Well, no, I take that back. It does taste a little bit like Heinz bean in a can, but just so much better. Alright, I've got nothing else. So if you want to follow along in our journeys over the next couple of days, join Discord. Otherwise, we will do some streaming next week, and then I think definitely fish and chips is on the cards. You know, got to find a theme and stick to it. So thanks for all who participated this evening. Thanks to those who joined and followed. We'll leave it there, and yeah, we'll catch you all again very soon. Bye for now.